Best of 11 for a place in the semi-finals of the International Championship against either Gary Wilson or Zhu Se. It's Kyren Wilson against Ding Junhui. It's the standout tie of the day, and it's Ding to get us underway. Zhang Jun took 3 frames off him yesterday. Otherwise, Ding has only lost 1 frame in the tournament. Kyren Wilson came through pretty comfortably against Barry Hawkins, 6-2. Pressed a bit harder by Wu Yize, 6-4 in the previous round, but in general he's playing really well, and of course already with 2 ranking titles under his belt this season as world champion.
One.
Poor break off from Ding. Good pot still from Kyren. Again, favourable kiss on the brown. I think today this match could well be won or lost from distance. Ding, of course, in amongst the balls. Cue ball control's immaculate. Certainly Kyren's turned into a very heavy scoring machine. So whoever gets in first and how they get in could well be pivotal.
Six.
Their last meeting was at the Tour Championship in 2023, just before the World Championship that year. Semi-finals, Wilson
11.
won 10-5. He was in brilliant form going to the Crucible that year, and of course was heavily beaten by John Higgins. Whereas this year, his results were not encouraging, but beat Higgins amongst various others to go all the way. And of course, since winning that world title, my word, he really has flourished.
See, they just managed to disturb a few reds. Still a big cluster left, which he'll have to go back into.
$20.
Well, any match you want to start well, don't you? But certainly, I think with these real big names, you know, they want to show each other right from the off how good they're feeling, how well they're playing, to make a statement. He would love to punish Ding straight away here, not let him have another shot in the frame.
Judge the pace well. Needs to be low on the black. That red at the bottom of the apex. If you can hit that full. Not too hard to confirm. Should open them all up. Yeah, see him clicking his fingers after finish. That's just a bit of disappointment. He could have played that better. Just slid off that end red. Important he doesn't let that frustration carry into this shot. Yeah, just took an extra second or two. Rather than just playing any old safety shot, played a really good safety shot. You don't have to win the frame in one visit, but he still will be frustrated. Only his second shot of the day, of course, so judged it well. Didn't want to let Kyren straight back in again. Yeah, nice little play shot from Kyren. That red to the right hand side. You can see there it's covered by the yellow, otherwise Ding would have had an easier safety shot. As it turned out, forced Ding playing that shot to nothing. Played it very well. Certain shots from distance requiring power. It's definitely been a bit of a weakness, but straight shot to nothing or cue ball, middle of the white, striking. Still brilliant at.
Junhui 1.
Yeah, of course, the one thing for Wilson now, I guess the other players do look at him differently. Now he's world champion, I mean, they've always respected him, of course, but he does have this status and he's handled it really well. Not handled this shot so well, though. It's red, he's on.
Junhui 4.
So Ding's first real chance in the frame to get going.
One.
Yeah, just contemplating whether it's worth going into them. Could in theory play for the bottom red of the cluster. Leave an angle on it. But a good choice and well played.
6. 7.
He has a sort of dual status, doesn't he? He's a legend of the game, but he's still a top player as well. He's world number 9, although it has been 5 years now since he won his last ranking title. Been in a couple of UK finals since, of course. He's a player, I think, he sort of comes good every now and again now, doesn't he? He doesn't necessarily sort of tournament by tournament get to the business end, but when he does come good, of course, he can win any event. When he won this back in 2013, this tournament, he actually won 5 ranking titles that campaign, including 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think somebody just mentions York. He becomes a better player overnight. Very consistent, the UK Championship. And the fact he's had a quiet
14.
start to the season, hasn't played in every event, could be to his advantage. Obviously not just this week, Champion of Champions, and then of course as I said, the UK Championship.
21. 22.
Well, it's an excellent chance. Kyren Wilson was in, of course, just was unable to continue the break, and then the snooker behind the yellow that Ding laid, Wilson left the chance. As I say, these first frames, they can feel significant.
$29. Started.
As a break builder, he's a player other players really admire.
33.
Although perhaps if you're sat where Kyren Wilson is right now, you're still hoping something goes wrong. But it's the way he goes about things, Fergal.
34.
Yeah, fantastic. Actually, a surprise to see him having to play a green amongst a break. Immaculate cue ball control. Like all top players, brilliant in and around the black, but I think where he really excels is actually around the pink spot.
41.
White ball seems to just travel a very short distance. Doesn't really use the cushions too much.
$42.
Having said that, be disappointed from the red. Should have had perfect natural angle on this black.
$49.
Perfect angle here on the black. Just play over to this red, far enough away from the cushion. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, you can see that little grimace.
57.
Gambled a little piece. Just got a flick off the red. Could have dropped in behind it. Again, frame ball with the rest. Not a certainty.
No security. Everything's there, isn't it? Colours basically on their spots. And the red's not in.
Yeah, actually cued badly as well. There's an element of safety.
57.
He knew where the white was going. Possible. Get cover.
Well, he's going to get a much easier frame ball red this time. So Wilson was in early on, but it's going to be Ding's frame.
1.
Of course, many people would be surprised if they followed Ding's career that he's not yet been world champion. He has been in one final at the Crucible. I will say this, though. There have been times in the first round where he's come up against some very tough players, including actually Kyren Wilson 2 years ago. Hossein Vafai the year after, Jack Lazowski this year. So he's had some rotten draws, but even so, just the career he's had, that is the one missing piece.
Yeah, there was a time, it seemed inevitable, that he'd win at least one. I think it was Peter Ebdon said he'd win 10, which is a lot. But certainly you thought he'd win one, but in my opinion, I don't think he's ever going to win one. I hope I'm proved wrong. I think other players are greater, stronger contenders than he is.
$26.
Well, we'll see in the fullness of time. But right now, he's looking to reach the semi-finals of the International Championship, and he's made a great start. It looked like he might only have one shot in that frame, but Kyren Wilson broke down, and Ding didn't pop the red first time of asking for the frame, but has put it away now to lead 1-0. The night session well and truly underway here in Nanjing, quarter-final day at the International Championship. Gary Wilson and Zhu Se still in frame 1 on table 2. Here on table 1, Kyren Wilson 1-0 down to Ding Junhui. Still best of 11. The respective winners play each other on Saturday. Remember, the semi-finals are best of 17 frame affairs played on one table. So tomorrow it's Xiao Guodong against either John Higgins or Chris Wakelin. And then on Saturday, it's the respective winners of these matches. Best of 19 final is on Sunday. 175,000 to the winner.
Ding's left this red to right corner. Had a look at it first, but plant offers a little bit more insurance. I was confident of getting it. Didn't play it as a shot to nothing. Played to be high on the blue and played it well. And playing that plant though, the other red has just come down, possibly blocked the black into the left corner, which doesn't help. See the tip on Ding's cue there, slightly overhanging. As a result, you can see the marker was leaving on the cushion.
Yeah, of course, he had a tip come off, didn't he, in Saudi Arabia against Stuart Bingham, and he hit the ball and scored for a foul. And then he came back, he went off, he was allowed to get it fixed, went off, got it put back on, and then Stuart proceeded to clear up and win the frame and match.
7.
Beautifully controlled shot there, considering, as you can see, took a bit of a stretch to get on the table. Going to be desperate to get rid of one, ideally two reds beside the black, just to free it up.
Twelve. 13.
Wanted more of a glancing blow off that second red. As a result, caught a bit thicker. Had to go for ball colour.
Thirteen.
Yeah, you can hear the groans. That little glance on the red has prevented him from being on the black. We'll know soon enough. Okay, now hasn't looked down the table, so must be still just on it. Now just looking to see where he wants his white ball from the red. Warm applause from the crowd, mainly because I think they thought he might have been on it.
23. Twenty-four. 31. 32.
Important he plays a stun off the pack here. Flat at the back, so anything he plays could screw off.
$39.
Well, he has opened more reds, so this next one could well hold the key to the frame. Red to far corner. Already 39 in front. He's looking sharp, is Ding, in the early stages of this match.
请把手机静音，谢谢。
Referee battling a few errant mobile phones, or rather mobile phone users.
$47.
For all the many Chinese players that have come along in the last few years, and no doubt Ding still sort of rules the roost with regards to the general public here in China, because of course he broke through at such a young age. He was only 18 when he won that China Open back in 2005.
$48.
Well, unusually for him though, he's just lost his way here. That's gone wrong, so it's going to be the little tuck up. He'll be annoyed.
Ding Junhui, 48.
It's surprising, considering he was just dropping the red in. He was so high on the white. That bit of topspin just made it run a little bit more. Kyren would certainly be relieved to be back at the table. Would have probably assumed that Ding was going to go on, win that second frame in one visit.
Yeah, and of course it was tucked up behind the yellow in the last frame that effectively lost him it, because he didn't, well, he left Ding in, but not that time.
Just got that safety thicker than he wanted. Pushed the red close to the left corner and left the white short of the bulk cushion.
One.
Well,
Brown ball.
the yellow's messed things up there. So again, it's going to be the snooker.
Straight away when Kyren came to the table, you could see his eyes scanning. Is there a spot? He can leave it. I think he's trying to come over a couple of cushions. That red closest to the right corner. Trying to drop behind it.
Oh,
4. I miss.
incredible.
Ding Junhui,
I
4.
mean, tried doing that, tried going around the back of it. And of course he's left the pot on, so yeah, sort of rueful look. He expects that to have cost him the frame, you would think.
1. Eight. 9.
And that's why the crowd are applauding that was-frame ball. We had 3 Chinese players in the semis of the Wuhan Open. Already Zhang Gudong is through here. Zhu Se's on the other table. Of course, Ding here, the best known of them all. It could happen
16.
again on home soil.
17. 22. 23.
I think a comparison maybe in terms of how Ding is seen. If you think of Andy Murray in tennis, British men's tennis hadn't had an authentic challenger for the Grand Slam titles for literally decades.
30.
And then, of course, he came along at a young age and became a Wimbledon champion and a legend of the sport. And Ding,
31.
okay, he's not won the World Championship, which is our one true major, but he's won so many big tournaments, including in China, that he has that really lifelong affection from the fans. And, of course, the other players in China all look up to him.
38. 39. 44. 丁旭辉.
It's a bright start from Ding Junhui. He's brought the fans in again, and they're liking what they're seeing so far. He's leading the world champion, Kyren Wilson, by 2 frames to 0. His most recent ranking final was towards the end of last season at the World Open. Out here in China, lost to Judd Trump, beat Neil Robertson in a really thrilling semi-final.
Ding left that same red in the first frame. Same result. Can't afford to be leaving that red and break off. Played that nicely, ran it through with a top spin to go down for this red.
Six.
'Quite a poor shot there, really, Kyren,
11.
to hit the yellow. Still can pot this red. It's missable. Because of its difficulty, wasn't able to get a position on the black. Yeah, it didn't go for that.
12.
Deliberately played it thin to get the white down the table, but also leave the black in play. Well, more than in play, it's over the pocket. Obviously didn't want to get him broiled in a scrappier kind of game. The black tied up, could have easily rolled up to the black.
Well, apologies if you lost the pictures briefly. We've not missed any of the action, thankfully. Ding's looked good so far, but this is a best of 11. It's a long way to go yet. He's be aware, I should say, of Kyren Wilson's general good form, his confidence, wearing the mantle of world champion with great relish rather than feeling the pressure, many have done the first time they've won our biggest title. It was close, Kyren.
He felt it was worth a punt. That's been noticeable this season. Sign of how relaxed he is. Definitely interacting with the crowd a lot more. So comfortable, not just with his game, but with himself. More personality being shown.
Yeah, it's definitely right. And, you know, he's been doing a lot on social media as well. He went on a sort of tour of Nanjing the other day and he was wearing sort of various local garb and, yeah, just getting involved and, you know, behaving like you'd like a world champion to, representing the game well.
Yeah, without putting any pressure on himself. I think he's been aware of the responsibility of it, trying to be a great ambassador for the game, which he has been. Just striking that balance between that extra responsibility and demands on your time and energy to still then be able to perform at your best. But if anything, he seems to become a better player since being world champion. That makes him a serious danger and threat for every player.
One of those frames where reds have started to spread, so it might be a bit cagey. Gary Wilson has won the first frame. It was a close one against you, sir. Yeah, Gary Wilson won that frame on the pink next door. Quite a lengthy frame. Little green to pink clearance won it for him. Could be the Wilson derby in the semi-finals.
Ding just taking some time and sees there another option. Apart from just rolling into the 5 reds there, he knows Kyren has the initiative. You can see he's tempted. He's turned away there in disgust, Ding. The way Kyren's got down, must be a plant yet. Just compounded back over the corner pocket. You could argue Ding was a little bit unlucky to leave that plant, but could have easily just rolled up. It's like a patience from him.
Nine.
There's every chance he'll get severely punished for it.
Thirteen.
Type of pot on the brown, he strikes with such authority, Kyren.
Fourteen.
One of the great influences on his career is Barry Stark, who was a player himself and long-time coach. It's actually Barry's birthday today, so if you are watching, happy birthday. Sure, very proud to see what Kyren has gone on to achieve and will continue to achieve. Still only 32 years of age after all.
16. Seventeen. 22. 23.
'It was noticeable during his World Championship win and this season.
28.
Just quicker around the table. Average shot time has come down.
29.
'Wouldn't even really say he's playing quicker, but he's just more decisive, not second guessing himself. You could say it's easy to do that when you're world champion, but that's how he became world champion.
$37.
I wonder if it's really sunk in properly, because, you know, you grow up, we've all seen it, the twinkle lights, the person holding the trophy, it's, you know, been there for nearly half a century at the Crucible. Same pictures, and suddenly he was the man with that trophy. I wonder how many times he's watched back the end of that.
Every day, if he's any sense. Yeah, fantastic occasion for him, and also, of course, his family. Not just his wife and children, but the sacrifices his parents made. Of course, his brother Taylor as well has been instrumental. Between the pair of them, very well prepared, leave no stone unturned.
He's left himself straight on the blue, so he just came round to have a look at this gap for the red, which is to win the frame.
46.
Been a typically purposeful break, this, from Wilson. Still just needs attention on this red, though, to get it won.
47.
So Wilson on the scoreboard.
54.
Chance to make another century. He's had 7 already in the tournament.
55.
And 27 so far this season.
62. 63.
Good time to hit a purple patch. There's so many tournaments, big ones still coming up in the next few weeks. Champion of Champions, UK Championship. The next 2 on the calendar. And right now, whatever tournament it is, you don't want to play this man, I don't think. He's feeling the best he's ever felt as a snooker player.
71.
Being kept so busy, actually doesn't have time to think about what he's doing. Just on to the next one. He's in such a great run of form.
78.
Bags of confidence and in a winning habit.
80.
Try and capitalise on this spell as long as he can. As good a player as he is, it won't always be like this.
83. 87. 92.
Well, he needed a response after losing the first 2 frames. And this has been a fine one. Absolutely determined to make this century, which he's surely going to do. The black for 105 clearance. Well, he's played it at pace and missed it. Or has he missed it? He has.
98. And friend.
Anyway, he's won the frame, and Kyren Wilson's on the scoreboard. And looking so confident. Ding leads 2-1. Kyren Wilson didn't make a century in the end. He sort of blasted the black on 98, but anyway, he won the frame. Yeah, there is a £100,000 prize for the first player this season to make 100 centuries. Now, of course, it's very difficult to do that. It's only ever happened twice. That would have been Wilson's 28th. He
was out of his chair very quickly there. Like he just couldn't wait to get round. Have a crack at that red.
Eight. Nine.
Excellent shot. Obviously closer to the cushion than he would have liked. But didn't make a big production out of it.
16.
Just thought about what he wanted to happen and played it beautifully.
$17. 22.
Caught that pack a little bit more on the left-hand side than he liked. As a result, just kind of slid away. Just took one red with him. And you can see he's frustrated there. Was starting to really motor. Would have loved a good split.
Kyren.
Yeah,
22.
turns away a bit disappointed. Played around the angles to try and get in behind the green, and also maybe the pink. Felt it was a big target. But if you don't get the snooker, you leave your opponent hand on the table. If he doesn't have a chance of a pot, he could play a telling safety. Yeah, you can just also see Ding when he went back to his chair. Maybe it's a little bit humid, a little bit stickier, but didn't cue that particularly well. Wasn't as smooth the delivery as he would have liked. Caught it too thick. Yeah, you can see he's not happy with it. Caught it too thick, and as a result, red hit the other red and the white. Didn't get down the table.
White.
The very thing he didn't want to happen, giving Ding another easy starter with the balls beautifully spread.
Two 2-0 Gary Wilson against Schuster on table 2. First frame on the pink, second much more comfortable. Just a reminder, the semi-finals best of 17, so they're going to be played over 2 days. One tomorrow, which is Xiao Guodong against the winner of Higgins Wakelin, and then one on Saturday. Oh, this cue ball's running a little bit fast. Oof.
9.
Yeah, not exactly ideally placed either for the next red, so you just got to try and recycle this break a bit.
$14.
The red that's to the left of the black, a little bit in the way here. Playing a normal shot, swinging it around a couple of angles. Play that very well.
15.
Little hand gesture to Kyren, acknowledging the nice little nudge he got on the jaw of the pocket, which has put him back in prime position.
Yeah, Wilson's going to be concerned and also annoyed. You know, if he'd just got on a red from the split, the way he was sort of stomping around the table, you fancied him very strongly to make it 2-2.
$21. 28. $29.
Yeah, Kyren will be frustrated. And so far, Ding hasn't had to work too hard for his chances. Usually the first pot available is nearly unmissable. Something that need to be addressed after the interval.
36.
But as a neutral, you would have made
30.
Kyren a favourite. So it's pleasing that it looks like could be Ding having the lead, which just sets it up very nicely, particularly as it's best of 11.
$44.
I think the frustration for Wilson, and he's not lost this frame yet, but if he does, he was in first in the opening frame. Lost his way.
45.
Same again in this one. And clearly fancying the job both times to kill the frame up in one visit. So it's all part of the test, of course. That's the thing, no matter how confident you are, and he is at the moment, you can't control how your opponent's going to play. And Ding is going about his business in a business-like fashion here.
50.
Just playing the way he usually does play when the balls are in these positions out in the open.
51.
Certainly having his brother Taylor with him, you feel it's going to be an advantage just to talk it through during the interval. If there is any frustration there, very easy on your own to let that fester in your mind and still come out in the same negative frame of mind.
58.
Because if he didn't know it before, he'll know he'll have to be at his best to beat Ding in this kind of form. Doesn't look like missing when he's in amongst them.
$66.
So already a snooker needed. The blue makes it 2. And then I guess he would like another red in to make sure.
$72.
As I say, 2 snookers required, so you feel Wilson will come back here.
Junhui, 72.
When you need snookers, it's always a sense of encouragement when the black's still on its spot. And also he'll be aware the green and pink being so close together, if it got that far. Shouldn't have left this red for Ding.
Yeah, so it's advantage Ding at the interval, but a long way to go yet. Kyren Wilson looking confident, looking good in the frame he won. Had chances in 2 other frames. But Ding, when he's been left openings, has been taking them. So it is set up nicely, as Fergal says, for the second half. Still a possible 7 frames to play.
7.
You do feel whoever wins this match becomes favourite to win the tournament. That doesn't mean they will win it, but it'll be a great chance to land another big title. And it's Ding Junhui who is going to be 3 frames away from that, because Kyren Wilson has conceded this one. So 3-1 to Ding. It's been a really good start. We were looking forward to this match. Of course, Ding's got a lot of home support, as you'd expect, and they're liking what they're seeing in the 3rd frame, but left a chance for Ding, who took it nicely in the 4th. Winner plays Gary Wilson or Zhu Se in Saturday's semi-final here in Nanjing. Tomorrow it's Zhao Guodong against either John Higgins or Chris Wakelin. They're 5-all. They were taken off, and they'll be back at some point tonight to play that decider.
Kyren just coming down black end to see where he'd like the white to be if he plays this red. Yeah, looked and playing it. The white's just gone a little bit too close to the black. Good camera angle there of Kyren. You could see when he brought the cue back and paused, his eyes went to the object ball. Focused totally on that point he wanted to hit. There was a red in the open. Ding could have went for. I think it's a red Kyren would have went for. You'd probably expect him to get. But over the last few years, Ding's long potting hasn't been as good as it was. So elected to play the safety shot. Felt for him that was the percentage shot to play. Kyren did elect to go for it. It was a much more difficult shot. Had to play with a lot of bottom right hand side to try and pot it and somehow get back up the table, but didn't get close, and as a result of colliding that red. Similar to previous frames, he's Ding a red. First off, you'd expect him to pot.
Well, again, it's been the story, really. Ding getting these openings. And this is a very promising one where the reds are black on its spot. His sort of territory. This is a man who's made 7 maximums in tournament play. Of course, made one at the Masters last season.
Nine. 16. 17.
Always makes things a little bit easier when you have a red in the balk end.
24.
If you do go for the blue, far greater margin for error.
$25.
So from the next red, it looked to be perfect on the blue. To come down for those reds. There's every chance might just continue picking those 4 reds off. If anything going into the pack could disturb the pattern he could have. Yeah, just weighing it up.
So
36 ahead. Still would need another red apart from these 4, but he's backing himself with these 4 reds. He'll have 4 opportunities to go into the pack, and ideally he might be able to go into the pack with one of those open reds waiting. So he's playing percentage
44.
risk-free snooker here and playing it very well.
$45.
Trademark delicate cannon there. Just nudge one more out.
2.
He's having a look at that red at the bottom of that cluster 5, but he doesn't need it. Just shows the importance of each frame, particularly Kyren's situation. Whoever gets the first chance, because the first chance could well be the only chance. As I mentioned before, when he comes to the table, it's been left an easy opener.
60.
Yeah, let's be honest, he's very much at home on this table, isn't he? Because he's played on it all week, and that's to be expected here in China. So he'll need another red to make it 4-1, and it's a big moment in this match. Wilson obviously post-interval hoping to turn things around, but like you say, the problem is it's only taking one chance now to win these frames. Ding made 72 in the last. So Wilson cannot afford to set up any more openings for him, because Ding is growing in confidence. Wilson has looked confident, but he's also been looking on for long periods tonight.
As good as he is, he can't pot them sitting down. But I think the fact that it's a best of 11 and the scoreline is 4-1, I think that's a big difference between being best of 9. There is that extra room for error. There's not much. Certainly Kyren, first off, we're looking to keep Ding on 4 for as long as possible. Lovely little shot there. Perfect parallel angle on the black. What could go wrong?
Well, he's annoyed, but he's also well over the line. .84 from Ding. It was a really big break on there, but It was still a frame-winning break, and Wilson has a few problems now. He cannot afford to leave Ding in because he's grown in confidence, and his lead is also growing. It's 4-1, and he needs 2 more for a place in the semi-finals. Well, it's a big frame for Kyren Wilson breaking off here. He's 4-1 down. He's got to try and make this closer because Ding is starting to look really good. Just made an 84 to lead 4-1. 2-2, Gary Wilson and Zhu Se, they've gone to the interval, and still to come on the first available table, John Higgins and Chris Wakelin. They were taken off at 5-all earlier on. Zhao Gudong, the man through so far to the semi-finals. He beat Jackson Page 6-4. Quite a full-blooded attempt from Ding, feeling he'd be on the black. I was looking at Kyren in his seat. He's a great watcher, actually. He's never sort of looking around the arena at things. He's always watching his opponent. Oh, delightful pot.
Again, not a fan of that myself. You do tend to see that, particularly these multi-table venues, players looking around in between, but ideally just keep your mind and eyes focused on the table you're playing on. Just makes it a little bit harder to switch your concentration on and off when we're totally engrossed in the chair.
8.
And that's a beautiful shot he's played there.
Yeah, this is a good split. He's had a couple of bad ones. So this is a chance to get going again.
9.
Yeah, I always think, I mean, he's a lovely bloke, Kyren, but I always think that phrase, if looks could kill. He was sort of just sat looking furious at what had gone on, but also ready if had Ding broken down. He's just lost the cue ball here.
We might get another look at that face.
14.
A very poor shot. Still expect him to pot it, but as that red to middle needs to be in the right frame of mind to pot it.
Twenty.
As usual, no problem with the rest. So a combination of being 4-1 down, and also Ding playing so well, scoring so heavy. You're well aware of the importance of this,
29.
given this opportunity his full attention. He'd love to make a 4-2 and ideally win it in one visit. He knows in order to get back into this match, he's not going to be able to fudge his way back in. He's going to have to play real good, positive snooker. Be aggressive. Can't be waiting for chances from Ding.
36. $41. $42.
He shot like this earlier on in the match. Slid off the right hand side. Better outcome this time, but
49.
this red still needs putting and getting positional play.
$50.
Frustrated, but knows what he has to do.
Kyren first. 50.
It's got a useful lead, but, you know, in this era of heavy scoring, 50 doesn't necessarily mean much. Not when you haven't got, you know, a red on a cushion or a colour on a cushion. No security. But he has got him snookered.
Yeah, it's the red and open play that's causing the issue. That wasn't there. You could just easily roll off the side cushion to the pack. Up to try and take that awkward red out of the equation. But he's left it. Anxious look from Ding to see has he left this red. I think he has.
Well, the walk back suggests he has. It was a rather disappointed walk, let's put it that way. More a trudge, really. But it still needs potting.
One.
Well, this time he's got a nice nudge.
Yeah, the type of shot there, if you'd asked Kyren where will the white ball be going, just say, I don't care, this red has to go. Got a favourable run of the ball there. Nice little run of the ball there as well, but still a good shot to bring it down that area.
Yeah, he's trying to make something happen. Ding not looking too chipper.
6.
Kyren Wilson is super confident. You can see it in him. I mean, sometimes players struggle in matches because they're lacking confidence. That's certainly not the case with him. I do think it's significant as well, the two titles he's won this season. He's beaten Judd Trump in the final of both. The world number one sort of rival from the same generation. I think it would have meant more to him to beat him in those two finals. Anyway, he's potted that, and it looks like he's won the 6th frame. Well, Ding was right to sort of trudge back to his seat, because I think he expected Wilson to pot the long red. He has done, and
19.
he's now over the line in this frame. And because he's so confident, OK, 4-1 down, you're in trouble, but he firmly believes he can turn it round.
20.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ding only needs 2 frames, but there's no guarantee he's going to get those 2 good chances he'd need. Kyren's certainly given off the impression
23.
of a man who still believes he's going to win.
24.
Each frame just increasing in importance, but also the start of each frame is increasing in importance.
Crowd here are very fair as well. Many will be supporting Ding,
29.
but appreciating the quality of Wilson's play, clapping every pot.
Yeah, new venue in China. And you get a
36.
sense they're privileged that where they are has been chosen to have this tournament. It's current slipping into exhibition mode.
43.
Ding's still in a favourable position, obviously 4-2 up, but just the,
45.
I think the sort of body language that Wilson's giving off, he's saying to him, look, I still think I'm going to win. I'm coming for you.
48. 52.
Starting to become a feature of his game also when the frame is won, similar to Judd, throwing in some exhibition shots, and he's got the cue power and skills to do it. Usually.
Well, he dominated the frame, and he hopes that's the start of a sustained comeback. Ding still 2 away, then now leading 4-2. So, Ding Junhui breaking off in frame 7. He led 4-1. It kind of never felt likely that it would end up sort of 6-1, just because of Wilson's general level of play and his general attitude. But even so, it could end up 6-2 if he starts leaving Ding in. He's got to do what he's done in the last frame, not leave chances, and then when he gets them himself, take them. And he made 2 half centuries to win that frame.
Lovely shot there, not just the pot, but just to ghost past the pack, leave himself this nice angle on the black. Another good shot, power stun into the pack.
8.
Did try to do too much with the white ball. Just make sure he pot the red. Let the white take its natural path, which was into the blue, but still nice enough and pink or green. Again, one good pot here just could be crucial for this whole frame.
Well, it's good viewing this match, isn't it? You know, there's no half measures from either player. He's got the reds open as quickly as he could, and now looking to make hay.
$60.
And then amongst the balls, particularly in around the pink here, really excels. Cue ball seems to travel the shortest possible distance.
$23.
Not only does he be in close position, but always seems to have the correct angle.
He's always thrived on home soil. He's won 6 ranking titles in China. Mark Selby and Judd Trump have won 7 apiece. He's been in 9 finals in ranking events in China. And it is where it started for him in 2005, but of course he went on not long after that to win the UK Championship at the end of that year, and then he won the Northern Ireland Trophy as well while still a teenager. So he emulated John Higgins, winning 3 ranking events while still a teenager. Which is pretty sensational, isn't it? Because, you know, if a teenager won a ranking event now, that would be a massive story, wouldn't it? But to win 3 before he was 20, incredible.
He do feel that time he lost the Masters final to Ronnie just kind of set him back a little piece, dented his self-confidence and self-belief. But he's had a phenomenal career, been a great ambassador for the game. I think everybody would love to see him add that world title to his CV.
Yeah, it was a pretty unpleasant atmosphere at times in that final, and I thought Ronnie was very good with him, actually looked after him. He was still young at the time.
43.
I think it was ultimately O'Sullivan's performance. Might have started to think he was best player in the world. Ronnie might have checked him a little piece on that thought.
Went on to win the Masters 4 years after that ding. He's, of course, added, as we know, a couple of times to his UK Championship tally. 14 ranking titles in total.
$50.
With these opportunities he's had, Ding, certainly wouldn't call it slow, but just a little bit measured. And at the right time, using his experience to take those extra couple of seconds, so he's great clarity in his mind what exactly he's trying to do. Lovely shot. Almost using the white to get control on the pink, and as a byproduct, putting the red over the hole.
57. $58.
Just checking the scores. Checking the other reds. I feel he's one good shot away from winning the frame here. That's not a good shot. Yeah, and you can see his face.
Junhui,
Not
15.
only has he missed it, he's left Kyren a chance.
Yeah, and Wilson's been like a coiled spring in that seat, hasn't he? Watching every moment, and now looking to really punish. Big moment this in the match.
One.
A lot could depend on whether he can make the clearance here in terms of the match itself, Ding's state of mind going into the next frame. It's a sort of situation where John Higgins has so often come into his own. We saw it actually a couple of times in that match earlier today against Chris Wakelin, which of course hasn't finished yet. They're coming back later at 5 each.
Without underestimating the difficulty and also the significance of this visit. I'd probably be more surprised if he doesn't clear up, such as his form and demeanour. Just feels that red close to the right middle.
16.
The only real obstacle.
17. $24.
And apart from reducing the deficit just to one frame, he'd be well aware the psychological damage it could do to Ding if he does win it. He's toying with the idea of trying to disturb the red close to the right middle. No guaranteed position if he does play it.
$25. $30.
Yellow, of course, down this end of the table, but doesn't make it too difficult. Plenty of room behind to play it. Plenty of room to get on the green. So he'll have that in the back of his mind. But ultimately, he's just focused on
31.
this one shot in front of him. Just seeing exactly where does he want to be on the red. Then after he pots the red, where would he love to be? To go colour to yellow.
37.
The yellow, of course, is there because it's the ball Ding missed when he was looking good.
Very well judged. Perfect on the yellow. Get up for the green. Actually going towards the green. And when Ding missed that yellow, he feared the worst. And it looks like it's going to come to pass.
Well, it feels like he's done the hard work, so now it's just about composure. These are the frames that make a difference in a match, not just to the scoreline, but potentially the psychology as well. Ding was motoring, wasn't he, towards 5-2. He was looking really good, confident. But the fact is there's no one
52.
in snooker right now feeling more confident than the man at the table, Kyren Wilson. Pink and black for a great steal. He was 4-1 down, but certainly had not given up, far from it. Just left himself a slight cutback on the black. But in it goes. Terrific clearance from Kyren Wilson. A potential big turning point in this match. Ding was looking good to get within one of victory. Wilson has dished up to trail just 4-3. It was a tight turning clearance from Kyren Wilson. He's still trailing, of course, but we're feeling the better of the two right now after that. I think some of the snooker nicknames are a bit tenuous, shall we say, but the Warrior is a great one actually for Wilson. It does match his temperament and his general outlook.
Winning that frame from behind with a great clearance is actually better than winning a frame in one visit, because you feel there's some psychological damage. Ding's very experienced. Losing that frame will hurt. 5-2 up, he became a massive favourite to go out and close the match. 4-3. Still very hard to pick a winner.
Head-to-head, he's 7-6 to Wilson, and the first time he beat Ding was here in China in Shanghai 2015, 5-4, and of course went on to win the title. And he was very inexperienced then. I mean, to come here to China to play Ding in front of a big crowd in a quarter-final of a ranking tournament was a big occasion, but he handled it really well. He beat Mark Allen in the semis, Judd Trump in the final.
Wasn't easy, but you can see Kyren, the mood he's in, he's just not going to take a backward step at all.
Yeah, and that in itself is sort of adding to the pressure on Ding, even if he's not getting them, the fact that he's prepared to take them on. Now he's found a plant, has he? Gonna have to make it, obviously.
You have to question Kyren's shot selection even more so there. When he first played it, he couldn't tell he'd left this plant. And of course, it's natural potting that he was going towards the black. So as I said, he's not prepared to take a backward step, but to try and get that balance right.
Nine.
Yeah, because after having that frame stolen from him, this is exactly what Ding needed, an early starter to get back again into rhythm. I mean, he's not done much wrong. He missed the yellow, of course, and that handed the chance. But he's played really well today, Ding. He's played really well all week, actually.
15.
Remember, he'd only lost 4 frames in the tournament coming into this match.
Yeah, hasn't been tested this week, but this is a test. And that's what makes it so interesting to watch. How will he perform? Being put under the severe pressure.
Twenty-three. 24. Nine.
Well, we could see he was hampered. You still sort of fancied him for it, but it was more difficult than it could have been.
Yeah, careless from the blue. There's no way he should have been hampered. Easily to avoid that. He'd be well aware of that, of course. The red to right side cushion just make it a bit more awkward. Normally fairly straightforward. Straight red. Just it's his bridge hand. He can't put all of his tips of his fingers on the table. The red in the way. That's why he's going to put the extended rest on. So he's less hampered. But you can see his middle finger's been cramped up.
1.
Just about went in.
Eight.
Yeah, not a great cue ball here. It's come close to this side cushion. It's a match on an absolute knife edge. Wilson is exuding such determination in his body language, but that could have worked out better. It's a great recovery, that was not easy. But again, showing just this real will to win this match from 4-1 down. If we hadn't got the score graphic up, you might have thought he was in front, the way he was looking, actually. So, he's got reds in play, he's got another chance in this frame, potentially to level the match.
14.
Very easy to look positive and strong when you're leading. But to be fair, even a 4-1 down, he's been strutting around the table like a man who totally believed he was still going to win it. And again, it's disconcerting for your opponent. You've landed some of your best blows. Your opponent's still standing in front of you, waiting for more. At 4-3, you felt the match was very much in the balance. If Kyren can go 4-all, you definitely make him the favourite. Ding has played well, hasn't made many mistakes, but those couple of small mistakes
26.
just magnified against the world champion, playing his very best.
$27.
But he's literally in a rush to get around the table, just continue potting.
33.
Not sure exactly, but it's like his average shot time has improved between 3 and 5 seconds, I would say, since last season.
34.
Well, again,
41.
it was an error from Ding. He left himself awkward on the red that he missed. He's had plenty of chances today. Of course, last frame he was looking good, Mr. Yellow.
$42.
We were hoping it would be a really good match. I think we were expecting it to be. It doesn't always work that way. Well, it's certainly turned into that now. Just doing the maths as to whether he would need the red that's slightly awkward later on in the frame.
48.
The good news is he won't.
$55.
At the end of the last frame, Kyren went to the toilet. Also noticed Ding in his chair was effectively practicing his cue action, which is never a good sign. Just a sign, just lacking a little bit of confidence. Sign he's under pressure.
63.
Kyren, of course, wouldn't have seen that.
$64.
But out of nowhere, Kyren's made an elementary mistake. He's still 35 ahead, but shouldn't be in this position.
Well, it's amazing. Like you say, just needed a killer in. He's really livid with himself. looking good though, this blue. Yeah, so 40 in front, 35 on. Two snookers required by Ding, otherwise it's 4-4.
Kyren, 69.
Ding in a snooker already himself, and he's missed it, and that is surely that.
Foul.
Yeah, he had the chance again, didn't he? Left himself hampered on that red, missed it, and again Kyren Wilson came to the table and did what had to be done. So from 4-1 down, he's levelled up at 4-4. Well, Ding has broken off in frame 9. It's 4-4, but he led 4-1. Kyren Wilson made the 70 clearance in frame 7. He made 69 in frame 8 to get onto level terms.
Ding was slightly slumped in his chair. Fear the worst. Not just, of course, that he potted, but he could make a break from it. That's the pressure he's been put under. Plus, he's also got to fight not only Kyren's good play, but those negative thoughts. He knows he should have a lead at this stage. Excellent pot. And he's in a similar position to the yellow he missed a couple of frames ago. Really well played. Could have played for the open red, but chose to be aggressive. And that open red worked to his advantage. Bounced off the pack. Cannoned it. And he's got the first chance. And you'd have to say, for somebody of his class, it's a good chance.
His third frame in a row, though, isn't it, where he's been in first with a good chance, and he didn't win the previous two. Missed that yellow, missed that red, and just two errors have swung this match around. But it's encouraging, I guess, for his supporters that he's still exuding a positive air in trying to attack straight away in this frame.
11. Twelve.
Well, he's going to disturb a few more with this
19.
one. So an even better chance now. He's got more reds into play.
Pink just gone so close to the blue hasn't helped his cause. Slightly on to hit that. As a result, we'll have to go for ball colour now.
Okay.
Slid in off the jaw a little piece, but went in. That's the bottom line. He felt it was very important for Ding to get the first chance, establish a rhythm, and ideally establish a lead again. Just can't have any complacency here. We can look on and mentally give him the frame and say it's 5-4, but he can't afford or allow himself any of those thoughts. He's be totally focused on the shot in hand, just let you go from ball to ball.
And all the time, Kyren Wilson's eyes are boring into him from his seat, waiting if the chance comes, and he was ready the two previous times when they did come.
40.
It's turning into the match of the tournament, this. It's going to be an exciting finish, no matter what happens now.
$47. $48. $55.
Excellent cue ball control, just makes it so much easier in your break building. All quite simple pots, but also just for your whole rhythm. Easier to keep your concentration. You don't have to take time out for thinking.
$63.
Kyren, with his performance last 3 frames, has asked Ding the question. He certainly has had the answer this time. He needs one more answer. Warm applause for an excellent break.
Well, it would have been a good break in any circumstance, but the fact that Wilson had come back and won the last 3, even more so.
72. $79. $80. $82.
Well, he's not looked like a man under pressure in this break, has he? He's just kept it going brilliantly. So Kyren Wilson will now have to win the last 2 to stay in this tournament. If you want to know how good Ding is, just ask the other players. They all revere him.
9.
Alternatively, you could just watch him when he's playing like this, and it's self-evident.
$98.
Fantastic response.
99.
A few murmurings of concern that he might not make the century now the cue ball has landed on the side cushion. No need to worry. What a time to pull out a century. Kyren Wilson came back at him, came back strongly, but Ding has responded here with a very classy break.
104.
Also been noticeable, even when he's had the frame well won, he's continued playing the same tempo, actually the correct shot. Wants the century,
107.
wants to clear the table.
It's his fourth of the tournament.
111. 123.
Nothing Kyren Wilson could have done about this. There were no openings this time for him in this frame. What a black to finish. What a break, full stop. 129 from Ding Junhui. Fantastic match this. Little smile from Kyren Wilson. Ding leads 5-4 and he needs one more to reach the semi-finals. So can Wilson take this terrific match to a decider?
Twice early on in the match. From Ding's break, he left this red, which Kyren pot. Again, Ding would love to pot this one and get on a colour. Just continue on from where he left off in the last frame. Just can't afford to be leaving that red from the break-off. Any red from the break-off, but particularly that comes up so often. Players are so good at it. Of course, the issue is not that they pot the red, that they go and win the frame from it.
Shows you appearances can be deceptive as well, because yes, Wilson has looked very determined in his seat. At times Ding looks a bit sort of fed up, but he was clearly ready in the last frame, came out with that barnstorming century, already in this frame. Can sometimes look like he's lost a bit of heart, but as I say, it doesn't mean he has.
Four.
So this is his first chance to win the match and put himself into the semi-finals. Not been massively sort of pressed in this event. He certainly has been today. He's had to respond to Wilson throwing everything at him.
Two.
If he goes on, wins this match, I think he goes from genuine contender to favourite to win the tournament. Hadn't been tested before, but he's been tested today.
$13.
But even for him, with all his experience, last frame to win is still the most difficult. Perfectly played. Potting this red, disturbing the reds. Good pot, good position of play. Becomes a great chance. It's a great chance.
$28. $29.
Yeah, it's in his hands. It would be his 37th ranking event semi-final appearance.
$34. $35.
Taking real care on every shot, and that's understandable because just a couple of misses, a yellow and a red, cost him 2 frames as Wilson came from 4-1 down to 4 each. Wilson desperate for another chance, but he'll be looking at the table with some concern, I would say, particularly, of course, after the 1-2-9 from Ding in the last frame.
It'll hurt even more the fact that he's
41.
given Ding this chance straight from the break off. Didn't get a chance to put him under any
42.
pressure himself.
$49. $50.
Well, suddenly Wilson is glancing at the other table, maybe feeling that his race is run now. He's played well today. It's been a great match. And of course he has become a great scalp for the other players, and I think playing Kyren Wilson now really focuses the mind. You know you've got to produce a very high standard yourself. Ding has done that today overall.
57.
Just now about potting a few more, and what a finish from him. What a response to losing those 3 on the spin.
64.
So this is it, this black. For a great win, he stepped it up at the right time. Pretty much faultless 2 frames to get it won.
Take a lot of confidence, not just from the win, beating the world champion, but the performance. I asked the question earlier. Kyren asked him questions. But it's been a fantastic response.
80.
Great to see.
81.
Not just his game is strong, but mentally he's strong.
Well, the crowd didn't get a decider, but of course they're going to see one after this because John Higgins and Chris Wakelin are coming back. So that will be following in about 15 minutes' time, I guess.
58.
Meanwhile, can he finish with back-to-back centuries just to underline the quality of this finish? I think with Ding, you're never quite sure what you're going to get, but we know what he's capable of, and this is evidence of that. As good as anyone when it comes to break building.
96.
So the black then, and it will be back-to-back centuries to beat the world champion. Fantastic finish from China's Ding Junhui. Warmly appreciated by this audience. That man put him under it, but in the last two frames he was just shut out.
Yeah, and if we do question and analyse Ding a lot, it's because we like him so much and we love seeing him play so much.
111.
Crowd enjoying that. Kyren as well.
Yeah, I mean, Wilson, don't think he can reproach himself. He's played well. He put him under pressure. He asked those questions. It's just that Ding found the answers. And he's now enjoying himself, isn't he? And why not?
180.
Satisfying win, satisfying performance, and much more to come maybe in the next few days. The pink flies off the table. He's finished with breaks of 129 and 123. It was a great match. He led 4-1. Kyren Wilson won the next three, but to the delight of this big crowd in Nanjing, it is China's #1, Ding Junhui, who marches into the semi-finals of the International Championship, a winner 6-4.